nice.
Don't you
like
love
having
it?
a cameraman.
Right? And it was filming that whole thing.
Was it?
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna take another cookie. Sorry.
Yeah, the cookies are good.
I know. Before we get started, we need to shout out Diva Classic because we got brand new brushes from her line.
We did.
And they are phenomenal. And my favorite detail is that's like you almost like signed your signature on each individual brush, which I thought was very cute. And kudos to you as a business owner because the best part is in the details.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're so lovely, and we use them to put on our makeup today.
Yes, we love you, Michaela.
And the best part, Michaela, is she's our family.
Yeah, guys.
She's our cousin guy.
From Montreal Bilingual.
Montreal Bilingual.
Repping
Shout it
Canada.
out.
You come say hi.
Okay, Reese not say
Anyways, so we were talking about just being the only black person in the room, and you know, Auntie Paula's perspective is that she sees it as a blessing, and definitely we see it as a blessing. But then, I guess my perspective on the whole thing was that, you know, it saddens me sometimes to be in these places of opportunity and to see so little representation of my color, my people around us. So we're just going to chat about that a little bit.
Well, yeah, and I was saying to her, you know, for me, it's about perspective. Everything in life is about perspective. How you look at a situation. Are you going to look at it from a place of deficit? Are you going to look at it a place of, you know, it's not fair? Or are you going to look at it as from a place of, okay, this is going to maybe empower me or give me the opportunity to start having these types of conversations? And especially in my role, because I'm a corporate trainer, so I'm out in professional businesses quite often for my role. And as amazing as it is to meet a lot of the wonderful people that I've met in my journey, 90% of the people that I met are not people of color or culture. And again, I've never experienced anything that is racist or negative or what have you. But as I was saying to my niece before, maybe because I'm a very spiritual person, maybe part of this in my journey has to do with having those types of conversations with people to understand, you know, when you're in a situation with a person that is the only black person in the room, there's certain things that...
Guys, go, okay, take a cookie and then go upstairs. Like, seriously.
Sorry, we're having a timeout for the children.
Go, take one. Bye. I don't want to.
Why don't you just...
Go.
Okay, so yeah, so I was saying that, you know, to have that opportunity to maybe for me, because moving out from Toronto, which is a very diverse city, to a city where diversity is not as amidst or amid me, yeah, I am normally the only amidst, that's the right word. Yeah. I'm normally the only black person in the room. I worked for a company that I was the only black person in the company for, I think, the first year I worked there, and then other people came in. But, and I'd never experienced that in my journey. So again, and it was not a negative experience. I'm not trying to create that here, nor do I believe that we should look at people through color. But at the end of the day, that's the world we live in. People do look at you through color, and sometimes inappropriate statements or things can be made, and they just kind of take it for granted, you know? And there've been many times I just turn my head to it, or I don't say anything, or what have you, but I've been offended. So, you know, I think that having these types of conversations is really important, and especially in some of the friendships that I have too.
Yeah, definitely, you know? In the friendships. I think that's one of the things I challenge you hugely on, because there's a lot. I mean, it's hard for me too. I have a lot of white friends, and I have a lot of friends who are not black and don't understand, you know, the struggle that we're going through, or like just the perception, or understand their privilege. They don't get it. Yeah. And again, it's not their fault necessarily. I think ultimately from both sides, it's generational trauma, and that has been passed down from one generation to the next. And you know, you can't fault people for what they haven't learned, but when you're encountered with it, or you have a friend, it's like incumbent on you to make them aware. Yes. Let them know, you know, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Arm them, so that when they go out, they're not continuing the ignorance of, you know, no, and not understanding the, you know, the privilege that they have. Yeah. And even when it comes to privilege, it's important that, you know, the people in our circles, the people that are around us, are using it in the appropriate way, understanding it, and like really, you know, helping to pay it forward, because, you know, this generation is full of you know, of the next generation to come, my sons, your son, and we want them to experience a better world than the world that we're experiencing today. And it starts with small increments of change. And